Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So today the plan is to kind of chase the Dhukhari, or rather go to where they invited me to finish our little game of cat and mouse. To do that we have to kind of cross the Koronus Expanse because we are in the Palladium Stellos here, kind of right by Footfall more or less, and where they invited me and where I was having trouble finding because there are no quest markers, are these three clusters up here. The Last Chance of Cyrene, Liberum Maledicta, and Lapidus Mortis. Right up past Mundus Valentius here, in these three clusters. So, that's where we're going to be going first. I actually could chart a thing to them right now, but we're just going to get there as fast as possible. Gava Gamma event requires my attention, so we will actually go there first because I suppose there's some unvanquished tech heresy that might be a little bit important. So let's go take care of that real quick. If I can remember how to even get there. That's going to be a slight problem. We can make a little bit of a shortcut, it looks like. We have enough navigator points. And with that, we're at Gava Gamma. So, let's see what requires my attention. And then we'll go to those three clusters. I had intended on going to them right away, but I kind of can't do anything with my planets until we do this. So, Unvanquished Tech Heresy. One of the workshops has fallen to corruption. The machines within disassemble the surrounding mechanisms and swallow workers whole to construct repulsive amalgams of metal and flesh. So we can deconstruct the workshop, gain security, complacency, but lose to efficiency, which we're already kind of hurting from. I don't think the complacency and security can go any higher. We can lose 2 mechanisms, but make the cursed workshop serve the manufacturer and feed it additional parts, gaining efficiency but losing 1 security, or we can isolate it, losing 1 efficiency and 1 security. Let's make it serve us, gain 2 efficiency, lose 1 security. I have the mechanisms for this. The conveyor belt hungrily swallows the mechanisms, which greatly boosts its output. Upon consuming all available materials, it spawns its final horrific creation before something within it cracks and falls silent forever. Well, that's that. And efficiency is back at 10. That works for me. Nothing bad will come from that, surely, right? We can grab the Promethium and Adermat here quick. I do not have the Extractium for that, and I don't remember what the Recolliger's plot here is. So let's check them out. A ship that once traveled the galaxy is now suspended in the silent void like the gnawed carcass of a giant monster. When the Rogue Trader's voidship approaches, the Voxmaster reports an incoming message. The colony of the Imperium subject had made their home in the bowels of the ship. They welcome the Lord Captain, so let's visit them, because I don't remember them being here at all. So nice little side trip before we go to the meat of today's episode. Oh yeah, this is 100% new. Hi there, bud. Welcome, your lordliness. Please come right in. Our chief shall greet you, and you nitwits quit your gawking and get to work. So you're not the leader here. Lore Imperium nameplate.
Survey of the vessel indicates that my exploratory brethren have already performed a requiem rite here. Further examination is inadvisable.
Interesting. The plate reads, Lathino's Pride. The name Lathino surfaces in your mind. The history of our family from the Koronus Expanse, who invested all they had in a family ship. The ship perished in the warp on its maiden voyage. Lathino line never recovered from the crushing blow. Interesting. Oh. So this is the named person right here, Retta. A tired-looking woman of indeterminate age, clad in work clothes, breaks off from her task to greet you. She freezes momentarily, clearly unsure how to address you, then simply says, Your Lordship, please excuse me, I really don't know your name. Welcome to our little colony. May the light of the Emperor be with you, and with us. My name's Retta Maximovia. I'm in charge here. So what is this place? We just call ourselves Retta's crew, and this place is Retta's camp. That's it. We're Recolligers, I think that's what it is, scavengers in common terms. She does not speak the word scavengers with any kind of disdain. On the contrary, there is dignity in her voice, the kind of with which one would announce their affiliation with a respected guild or family. Tossing a glance at Pascal, she grimly adds, "And our work is all legal, even though your brethren have no liking for us." Pascal stares dispassionately at Retta with a hint of disgust. Evidently, he has not even considered the possibility at replying to this creature's words. So, what do you do here? Right now, we're gutting this old heap of junk, slowly but surely. That's a Recolliger's life for you. They'll drop us off at some decrepit station or ancient battlefield, and we just sit here for years on end. We look for working tech or valuable materials, or whatever else might be useful. If we find anything, we sell it to passing ships. Not the easiest job out there. These wrecks are chock full of all kinds of dangers, but I swear on my plasma's torch, it's an exciting one for sure. This little bird's got all kinds of bells and whistles. Most of the tech is dead, but we do find working pieces now and again. We spent 2 whole months clearing out this shaft we found, finished 3 days ago, and actually found this thing. A bit weird looking, but still functional. Her expression brightens a little. Perhaps your lordship would like to buy this component from us? I bet that big ship of yours got plenty of use of it. Pascal's vox cracks to life. Imperiously, he tells her, "Present this object, laywoman," but curiosity creeps into his voice nonetheless. "Sure, we'll buy it." "Well, isn't this something? The Emperor himself must have smiled upon us. I mean, thank you, your lordship. You'll be pleased with the results." So, 3 Magus class rechargeable batteries. Sure, we'll get some use out of that, and we got 210 experience points. Cool. Her mood visibly improves. "You know, your lordship, it's kind of embarrassing to offer you this, but over in that corner there, we keep things we don't rightly understand or can't really use. You could send some of your people to check it out if you like. Clearly, you know more about this stuff than us. You might find something useful." We'll do just that, because I'm sure we'll find a lot of stuff. So can you tell me anything about this wreck? Not much. We're no eggheads, you know. We're manual labor, and it's an ancient thing, pretty dangerous, and we don't know much beyond that. Before we came here, some tech priests had done their own bit of gutting, ritualing, bowing to the spirits, all that. That lot don't tend to leave a whole lot valuable behind, it's true, but it's way too scary to go in before them. And hey, we dragged a dozen of their broken servitors out of the mines after. The carcasses smell awful, but you can pluck a decent number of parts out of a servitor and sell them. Doesn't seem like there's anything nasty living inside the wreck now, but the wreck itself is barely holding together. You go a couple modules from here, and that's it. You won't take another step without fearing a broken reactor might cook you alive, or a whole module might depressurize. Well, it's nothing we haven't handled before, so we're having a poke at it, but we don't have a clue what this ship is or who it belonged to. Okay. So I see. Your lordship, please don't take it as insolence, but it's not like we have much choice. It's not often that we get a well-stocked ship around here, and we could clearly use more provisions and some warm clothes. If it's something you'd be willing to provide, we would gladly barter with it with whatever we can dig up inside this here ship. It's just a respectful trade offer. You know, we can find that probably. So let's have a look at the scrap goods that you were offering. Was this it? Dump site of cut pieces and metal, other materials, probably from clearing path deeper in the ship.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
I mean, they're giving us a lot of cargo, at least around here. But I was hoping...
Why Lady Theodora barely ever sat in the judge's seat. Such proceedings cause more harm than good.
My tutelage prepared me to make decisions in contentious situations.
Oh, hidden goods right
That
here.
trial would have proved a challenge. To me, and to my late mentor Theobald as well.
But... locked container right here. We can unlock this with Lore Imperium.
The Emperor favors me today.
A damaged safe, the contents of similar safes are destroyed when hacking is attempted. You should not try to open it just like that, but something from the environment could help. Okay, and then there's a door right here. Something's propped up against the door from the inside. You can hear the piercing sounds of a saw from the other tools from behind it. So it doesn't look like we can get too far in there. Wait, pile of rubbish. Examine pile of rubbish. Awareness at 100%.
Perfection.
There's nothing here but cheap scrap metal. Unfortunate. Here.
Predictable.
Among the wreckage was an instruction manual for the duty officer on how to access safes. You can obtain codes to the safes by logging into the ship's cognitors.
I tread a path unexplored.
Connect to the cognitor with tech use.
The machine god grants me
Appears inoperative. Is there a way we can get this cognitor right here? Tech use.
my success is
Inoperative.
irrefutable.
Cognitor over here. Tech use.
The Xenos has a habit of distracting the Lord Captain at every opportunity. Her conversations are taking up precious time.
The rogue trader is showing the Xenos too much indulgence. She should be kept on a short leash, not treated like an honored guest.
Be nice to Yarlet.
The machine god
The cognitor is up but appears intact. You can try to power it from a local source. Connect it. A cable. There we go. Connect to cognitor.
functionality.
And we have logic 100% for this.
Ruinous favor.
We have successfully logged in to the duty officer's credentials and obtained the code to the safe. Here we go.
The world.
If this is worth anything, we can give the people something, right? So there is a fractal blade, exotic sword, 10 to 20 damage. The wielder of the sword gains 25% bonus to parry, in addition to the already 10% parry on it, and 2 fire grenades. Is that all there was to it? Hey guys, Retta, there you are. So do you own this ship? I should ask that. No, not even close. A luxury like that, you could count the Recollers who had got their own ship on one hand. An old worker's hand that got sucked into machinery 3 times and slashed by plasma cutters twice. We fly with whoever, just mostly taking our chances. Sometimes we hitch a ride on the promise that we'll pay back whatever we find later. Other times, we find some other means. Risky business, obviously. 5 or so years back, a crew got dropped off at an abandoned station, but something wasn't right with the life support systems. The ship came back to pick them up 2 years later and found nothing but bodies. About 15 years ago, before I had my first little one, a ship took 3 crews to a location and ran into pirates on the way back. The ships go out on expeditions for years at a time, so it was ages before anyone realized they were missing. It was even longer before they remembered the scavengers. Plus, it took some time to find a ship that could go check on them and pick them up. Long story short, all 3 crews had bought it. Yep. You take pride in your work. I sure do. It takes skill and luck, and a good head on your shoulders. We risk our lives every day, crawling to the top of these old buckets. Something goes wrong, we die. By the scores sometimes. One moment we're there, the next we're gone, kind of like worker ants. But you know what, your lordship, our job has something, how should I put it, poetic about it. Hope you don't judge me too harshly and don't take it as insolence, but some people, even big people like you, think highly of themselves. And let's say your ship hops into the warp someday and doesn't hop out of it in time. And around 1,000 years later, another gal like me, who needs to feed her 3 ankle biters somehow, will be rifling through its remains, looking for anything good. That's just the nature of things. Each of us comes and goes. But the way the world's work stays the same. So we all have our lot in life, and mine is just as good as any other. I mean, you speak as if the world is set in stone, and you can't change it for the better. Those are some big things you're talking about. Way out of my depth. Change for the better? Heck, that'd be nice. If I was younger and didn't have 3 youngsters back home, maybe I'd dream about stuff like that too. But I've got no time for dreaming. I gotta work. You know, I could take you somewhere better to work. You could work aboard my ship with your crew, if you want to. But this is our whole livelihood, your lordship. You take us away from here, and what are we going to do? Sit on some holds, leaving way? Here we've got our own colony, our own operation now. We'll stay here. Okay. So, can I give them what they want? Like, they wanted food and stuff. Can I supply them with that somehow? Let's go quickly talk to a few people, maybe. Because, like, I wouldn't be below trading with them. I kind of like the folk. No? Can't trade? Okay. I feel like I just kind of looted and scooted, but that works. There we go. So we can offer the necessary clothes to them. I'm fine with that. So removed cargo, uniform kit. Retta thanks you for this generosity and sends back a cargo shuttle loaded with dismantled vessel components. It will be a while before the colony require another shipment. Their needs are satisfied for now, and regardless, the Recolligers need time to extract new components from the gutted dead ship. We can give them a supply shuttle as well. As politely as she can, she refuses the shipment. The colony's needs are met. So they don't need the food? Okay. And they simply have nothing to repay you. Perhaps they will require your aid at a later time. Okay, well, I thought we gave them warm clothing, but they didn't want the food. We'll give them warm clothing at a later point, or food at a later point. Then it's just a matter of getting up there to get to our quest spot, which we can do pretty easily. If I make this safe, because this is supposed to be a route, I can just get to the Mundus Valencias pretty quickly. And then we can go up from here. And then these are supposed to be the routes. Isn't there a safe route there already? I'm very confused. There's a safe route and then an unsafe route that... I am so confused. So the safe route's no longer there. There's two routes. Both of them are unsafe. So I'm not sure anything else is here. There's supposed to be an event in one of these clusters. I'm guessing it's where the gate is. This, yes. I was assuming the Xeno gate was for something. So, let's have some fun. Any changes in the construct? Requesting Auger relay data awaiting response. Urgent response from engines used on Auger deck. Detecting energy spike of unknown nature. Cognitor network overloaded, peripheral systems offline. Lookout. Confirming visual changes. The gate, what's that? Lookout. Lord Captain, we're detecting activity near the object. Observations indicate the signatures are very similar to Lord Captain, Xenos ships. Well, battle stations. Got the coercion for that. Lord Captain orders. Prepare for maneuvering. Shields to max. Engines to max. Fire on the enemy on my mark only. Wait. What is that? Lord Captain, alert. Another Xenos ship inbound. It must be a boarding party. What? Where did it come from? It was hiding nearby. It closed in undetected while we were distracted by the construct. It's right by us. It's aiming for the engines module. Lord Captain, emergency. Confirming contact with the energy ship near the engine area. Well, I guess we have to deal with the boarding party now.
Hold fast. Our faith will be tested.
Oh, I thought we were going to deal with the boarding party now. Well, let's shoot the Fangs of Janus at the Immortality Denied Destroyer. Not sure that's actually going to take it out because of that weird shield it has. But it's a good shot at it. So we only have like a 14% chance to hit it. We can do the warp turn and do some damage to it. And... Sunhammer the other one as a just in case for now. There we go. I can't move any further. They're gonna come down and hit this Immortality Destroyer, so my Fury Interceptor should go and hit this one with 1 health left. I thought they were gonna hit this one. They did not do what I thought they were gonna do. Oh, Corsair Escort. So Sunhammer again. On the one that's no longer cloaked. Taking down the escort. And we're just going to blow them to Kingdom Come. There is an enemy somewhere. Oh, there's another Corsair escort down here. Nah, we're not going to do new heading. We're going to do a swing run here so we can face them. And keep going forward here. Although Sunhammer and stuff isn't going to hit them, but we can put another one of the Fury Interceptors out. And then the Fury Interceptor can go straight at them, and I think they're going to be just out of range. Yeah. And they're going to flip around, I'm assuming. Really? If I go here, we can Sunhammer them. There's a second one now. They just keep coming. It makes sense, like, for where we are. Fangs of Janus, the other one.
No one can outmaneuver House or Stereo.
Like, what is the goal here? A last hatred frigate down here, okay. So what's the goal here? Because they were just spawning a bunch of those really easy to take out enemies. And I did not know what to do. So we can't hit them, but what we can do is launch another Fury Interceptor. This one is on its last run, so we're just going to put it right next to the Patient Fortune. This one can go down and do some damage to the last Hatred Frigate. Actually, might take it out. Nope. My, escort really isn't doing much here. You gonna do anything there, buddy? I almost feel bad for what I'm gonna do now, then. Because you just stood there. You know, these space battles went from, like,
Victory is ours.
being extremely hard and pains in the butt to laughably easy. Lord Captain, we have dealt with the void ships of the beast, but a Xenos boarding party has landed on the ship. They are advancing steadily towards the plasma drive. The enforcers are being overrun. They are asking for reinforcements. If we do not help them, this filth will destroy our vessel from the inside. You know, I'm down to help. I kind of want to test Idira now that I have that Raven on her, so I'm going to bring her.
Sometimes,
Ooh.
I wonder to what extent our perception of the Imperium differs.
Ooh, I'm glad that I never have to look at it. No offense, Cass, but I'll do just fine without an eyeball in the middle of my forehead.
Lace-riddled bodies and tattered coveralls, bearing in the initials of the voidship dynasty that serves this section. Lovely. Well, actually, let's go down here, because Kabelite warriors are right by my plasma drives, it looks like.
Cover my path.
More monkey, look at Mike, and they can't wait to die. What's taking so long with the engine? The monkey are already here. There's some way over there. Do not rush me, or we will perish alongside them. They are way over there.
It has no place in the galaxy.
Do not plead for swift death!
So we're gonna have to rush over there. So Sapper, Blade Master, Warrior, Heavy. Ooh, what does the Heavy have? They're a rank 4 with Blast Pistol. Okay. I thought they would have had more, but okay. Just kind of looking forward to some big blaster or something. Kabelite Warrior Specialist with a Splinter Pistol. Monofilament Grenade. Okay. Just gotta, like, fight my way up. Main character, we're gonna drop there, right by the, ladder. Abelard, we're actually gonna drop right by the warrior and fight our way this way. Cass, we're gonna go right here so we can shoot the Kabelite warrior. I can actually have Pascal right here at the top of that and then go forward. Idira, where do I want you? So realistically, there's a lot of enemies over there. So maybe we have you... Oh, that's Idira. Yeah, that works. And then... extra turns galore. Since people are spread out, this is gonna kind of suck. Yeah, we'll just put her by Argenta again. So,
I am a navigator.
buffing up Argenta again.
If I may.
Bring it down.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Furious Recital. Get the crit
As the
rate.
Emperor commands, I act.
Concentrated fire and taking down the Kabelite warrior.
That is not the Emperor's will.
I thought he was going to be melted there, and only 2 of the shots hit. Huh. You can melt him there, Cass. Maybe. Nope. Every time I try with that weapon, it doesn't work. It's just not what she's meant for.
Is that true? Is part of the trial.
Horror awaits.
Alright, Argenta's actual turn. We're gonna go and kick the Cabellite warrior.
Be the fire in my heart.
Kinda surprised that didn't get him. Oh, he burns down. That works. So we're gonna walk here then. I was gonna say, why aren't we hitting the guy there? Looks like some stuff's in the way.
Will be undone.
Taking out the Cabellite specialist right here.
Without deeds, it can escape the Emperor's judgment. I refuse.
Let's wildfire for another shot.
I will not.
So that barrel doesn't look explosive. But we can burst him again and maybe get the barrel.
I was chosen.
And therefore, he's no longer in cover. Run and gun. Get up here. Take him out.
Commands, I strike is a prayer.
Blade Master's running at me, but not going to do much. Assuming they're planting a bomb there. Spouting some kind of a name there. Interesting. We're gonna do blind strike right here, hitting the two. Blade Master and the heavy. We're gonna strafe through them, taking them out. Let's do plasma. Actually, before I do plasma overcharge, let's move here. I thought I'd be able to hit the Cabellite warrior over there. We'll move right here and take this warrior out. Do plasma overcharge, taking them out. That's one way to end that. Cabellite warrior right here, trying to shoot the Blade Master.
You will pay for this in blood.
Do a shot at him. That missed. Okay. Main character. Hunt down prey. Take out that Cabellite warrior. Hunt down prey. We're going to take out the sapper way downrange. Call the bold. Piercing shot. Just in case, surefire plan. Screw it. We're gonna do Wild Hunt. Attacks divided evenly among all prey. So we're also gonna pop one on the Cabellite Blade Master, and then we'll do Wild Hunt, popping all of the prey. So Cabellite Sapper goes down. Blade Master down. Sapper down. And the warrior down. Now we just have warrior way over here that I can't see. Okay. But Abelard can definitely do something about them. So taunt. Stab. Defensive stance. Endure as a just in case. Wall of rock creep. idea. I really want to see how all of this works. So, Overseer can relocate her Cyber Raven. That costs 1 AP, wow. Then Purification Discharge, 36 AoE shock damage to the 3 closest enemies. Psychic Power, that's just got relayed, could be relayed again. If I did Molten Beam through it, I could Molten Beam potentially Kabelite Warrior.
Ugh, damn. What was the command again? All right.
Educate you on the art of pain.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Raven's her toy. So, how do I use... this through the Raven is my question. So I can use Inflame for 1 AP. Then Molten Beam. Oh, I have to... do I have to technically cast on the Raven? Is that how that works? Relaying. Whenever the Overseer uses a non-attacking single target power on the Cyber Raven, they are immediately applied to all relevant targets, allies, or enemies in the forest cell around it. Okay, so if I wanted to, say, put Forewarning on her, but she went like glass, so that would have been great. So we'll just melt to this guy. Otherwise, that could have been nice. Let's see what the sapper had on him. Well, maybe that one lasts because I have to disarm the bomb. So, Splinter Rifle, that's junk for now. Goods right here. Ooh, Shard Carbine. That's just an exotic, really. But, eh.
The world will bow.
More stuff to grab. Kabelite armor. I was kind of looking at that for some people, but I need the talent that I cannot grab right now. Why are there locked goods right here that I couldn't get the last time I was here?
Successful.
That confuses me. 'Cause it's not the first time I'm on this tile set. I've gotten a few of these before, so it's... Is there a live guy over here? Surviving crew member. Yeah, he's huddled over here. A man in an officer's uniform is kneeling and scrabbling around in the mess of blood and dirt on the floor. As soon as you draw nearer, you hear his feverish muttering, "No, no, no, where is he? Where's my son?" The lower half of the officer's face is grimy with some strange substance too pale and lumpy to be blood. Probably. I was gonna say maybe it's saliva, but no. The officer pays you no attention. His eyes are fixed on the floor. Wait, he's an operational officer from Deck 67-3, not from one of the local clans, which is why I remember him. He helped me bring up the new recruits from the planet. What is he doing here? Examine his face. You take another step towards the man and peer into his face. Blue veins bulge under his metal, scab-molted skin. His bloodshot eyes are darting in every direction, sometimes rolling back into his head, so that only the whites are visible. The strange scuff covering the officer's face is lumpy, pink slime mixed with blood that is streaming from his disfigured nose. Point at the man's sleeve. Your crew's not stationed here. Why? Something shifts in the officer's expression and the feverish gleam in his eyes goes out. Tacitus. My boy, swamp devils dragged him off. Where I'm supposed to be, I'm looking for my son. Emperor's valiant guards came to save my boy. I showed them where the swamp devils dragged Tacitus. I led them here like they asked. They'll make short work of the nest of those beasts, and I'll keep looking for my boy in the meantime. Master, will you help? The man's face contorts in a monstrous grimace, a mixture of pain and hope and madness. I'll be if this officer had a son. Perhaps he did once, but he embarked without any family in tow. He's cracked. Poor wretch, Abelard sighs heavily. Your son is not here. What? The man tries to stand up, but slips and falls back to his knees. No, there's still hope. Tacitus can't have fallen into the devil's hands just like that. The guards will save him. They have to. The officer's gaze suddenly clears, and he seems to be aware of where he is. His bloodied face slowly stills in horror. Emperor preserve us? The man sneezes, and the lower half of his face is coated anew in the slime streaming from his nose. The officer casts you a pleading look. What is this nightmarish scene? I was leading the Emperor's guards to the swamp devil's nest across the marshlands of my homeworld. But instead of that, I was showing the way to... He points at the corpses of the Xenos with a trembling hand. Hallucinations. A heretical mirage. The guards, they weren't very chatty. One of them called me something strange. Monkey, I think? And then I heard them talking among themselves. Something about seizing the ship. Don't let them through. Through to where, though? I don't know. Oh, it's coming over me again. Idira tilts her head to one side. Those words, Captain. Don't let them through. I have set my little voices singing. I hear them singing about a fine thread that leads to the heart of your territory. I hear them sing of Darganus, of a black dragon. Tell me about the hallucinations. When did they start? I don't remember. It's so strange. It's like I'm here and then I'm there at the same time. But I remember many watches ago? A visit from a guardsman, after the swamp devils attacked, it seems. He treated my injuries, did something to my face, and then said that his comrades would come and do what they had to do. And then when the rest of them came, they told me to show them the way to the nest. But we're on board this ship. Where did I take them? Abelard clutches his head. Motive force strike me down. I think I've got it. The Xenos that the crew smoked out during the recent warp jump. This poor madman must have taken them for a guardsman. Remember, Lord Captain, the enraged Dhukhari who bent several crew members to his will? Argenta's voice trembles with sorrow and rage. Until the last beast among the enemies of humanity is dead, the innocent will continue to suffer torment. Is this not a sign that we must work doggedly to rid the universe of the Xenos? Oh. Just the fact that they can essentially make this man think that he's reliving one of his memories, and the fact that instead of leading them to what he thought was a nest, it was actually the plasma drives is bad enough. I don't know what happened to you, but you led the Xenos to the heart of this vessel and almost killed us all. I'm sorry, it's all the Xenos illusion. Even now, I can see the marsh where Tacitus vanished just behind you. The man's face twists in a mask of pain and grief. He coughs violently and slumps forward as though he is falling asleep. Well, let's let him have his final moments thinking he's seeing his son, because he's probably going to die either way. Let him slip into the hallucination. I think I hear your son calling you. What? Tacitus? The man laughs weakly, his eyes now fully clouded with madness. Tacitus, my boy, I'm coming. The officer's body slides to the floor and convulses for a time before going still. Despite his agonizing death, the man's face shows no sign of suffering. He has found peace before the end. You bend over the body, despite numerous bloodstains on his skin and clothes. The officer had not been seriously wounded. The only noticeable injury is on his face. His nose is disfigured, and a red, slimy substance is streaming from it, staining his mouth and chin. Take this body to the infirmary and try to identify the cause of the madness. So, that's gotta be something. Oh, there's a body over here too. I'm sure we would have gotten that on the way out. Oh! There was a way to cut off power over here? An athletics jump? Interesting.
I shall repay your strike, shan't I?
We can loot him too. But he just had an armored body glove and a last gun. Nothing really there. They had some decent goods here though. Long splinter rifle. And not very good for what I have. And more goods right here, which are just to carry splinter shards.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
The bomb produces short electromagnetic pulses that disable power grids and devices. It is strong enough to take out the power of a whole city district or several voidship sections. Holy cow. So diffuse the charge because we don't want it there. Imagine if we just left it.
I better myself through my service.
Because I was actually about to just leave it until I found the body there. So athletics jump, is there anything over here?
Nothing's impossible for this old
I
officer.
tread a path unexplored.
So we could have just gone this way, which actually would have probably been the easier way. Then we would have gotten straight to the sapper. But now I guess back to Dargonus, where there's going to be a fight. Which is going to be fun. Kind of surprised no one leveled up there. But we are very, very close. Okay. Hey, Cabela. You should probably be using that. Oh, I was gonna say, should I be using the multi-melta on Pascal? But actually, no. The Glow of the Dead Stars actually does more damage, has a little bit more penetration, more range. It just doesn't have the area of effect. But he needs a lot more strength to use that. I suppose he only technically needs to use the perk, but still. Alright, well. Off to Dargonus. I have an urgent message from Dargonus, Lord Captain. Our astropaths are receiving numerous transmissions, but no, these aren't ordinary messages. Each and every one is a plea for help. Dargonus is reporting a massive Xeno raid. Each and every mental image is transmitted with a wreath in flame. The astropathic choirmaster is struggling to determine when exactly the invasion began, but all signs point to it happening shortly after your departure from the Sinus Malefictum. Any delay condemns the world to even greater suffering. Your people are begging for immediate aid. Well, I guess we gotta go deal with that then. Jump 1 happens, and survey says... Because I was 2 jumps away, or maybe 3. But we do have to get there. Instead of admiring themselves, monkeys should direct their gaze to the world around them more often. Oh, is that Yurlet? 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 What's up? Taking careful steps, almost without a sound, Yurlet examines the study's interior, raising her brow in surprise and muttering something herself in Aldari tongue. Yurlet, what a pleasant surprise to see you here. I had no idea this was your dwelling until I entered it. The Eldari turns her emerald gaze on you. It seems she is completely unfazed by your sudden appearance. On my craft world, we all held to a simple custom. You may set your foot wherever your path requires. Sacred ground was the only exception to this rule. Is there something sacred in this room, Elentalk? She looks around the room. I do not think so. I am somewhat surprised, but I am not opposed to such visits. You may come here anytime you like. I mean, there's a lot to view in here. The chambers would be, the bed chambers would be a little weird. But you can come here anytime you like. She tilts her head in confusion. Do I need permission to do so? But is your entire world contained within such a tiny metal cage, Elentalk? Your ship, these chambers. They are but a speck of dust, an island, a temporary shelter in a world that is far bigger and more expansive than, well, enough of that. Now that you are here, I wish to speak to you about our agreement. I have traveled through the veil many times inside your steel-winged bird. Every time her voice torments me, trying to drive me mad. Yurlet stares through you, unconsciously touching the spirit stone on her chest, with a trembling hand. Her whispers fill my ears each time I enter the warp. Inescapable and incessant, poisoning and inflaming every single emotion and thought, making them uncontrollable. I have learned to shut myself off as best I can, just so that I might have the chance to search for what I have lost. We found everyone we could, Elentalk, and all of them were dead. Hopelessness and despair gleam in Yurlet's eyes, and her voice breaks treacherously. But the thread of fate is broken, and I no longer know how to help my people. I failed to save anyone, and failed to learn the truth about Krudark's demise. I have lost my way, and I thought you were the only person on this entire ship who might understand. I was not wrong to think so, was I? For a moment, a sad smile flickers on Yurlet's face, and a voice rings with agonizing doubt. No matter what, you tried to keep your promise, even if your species loves to stamp out any life form they find undesirable. I mean, we might find survivors somewhere. It doesn't mean that they were all in those secluded sections, so don't give up. We might find someone. What is this, Elentalk? Consolation? What to you? Yurlet's words are interrupted by a strange sound similar to a stifled sigh. Her gaze trained upon something past you. Turning around, you see what has caught her attention. An odd, unsightly shard of a porous material mounted on the wall like a trophy. An entire kaleidoscope of emotions plays on her face, changing too quickly to catch. She sighs once more, and then her feelings are concealed behind an impenetrable, impersonal mask. What is this, monkey? Yurlet's voice sounds unusually cold. I'm not the one who put these trophies up there, first of all, but something has changed, as though you've cut yourself off for me, Yurlet. What's going on? We'll go with the Fellowship, since I don't have very good lore Xenos. She looks at you, her eyes devoid of every emotion, every shred of life and warmth that you previously held behind them. You are observant, Elentalk. How unusual. but there is no need to trouble your mind with conjecture. I have inflicted enough of my unbridled feelings upon you, but I am in control again. Enough. I have lingered here too long. From now on, I will avoid entering places you would prefer to keep hidden from me. That was weird. She saw something in here. These are just a bunch of guns. Fine sculpture made from a strange metal seems to absorb any rays of light that fall upon it. That might be a Dhukhari thing. What did she see? So now I am very interested to know what Yarlet saw, unless it was maybe this, the stuffed corpse of the Slith, a bizarre xenobeast that was once in the service of the Dhukhari, but that was in the other room. So let's go talk to her quick. Then we'll go to, Dargonus. Because she saw something in there and now she's mad. Before she was fine with us. She's in a different spot now too, isn't she? But none of these questions are different, so, personal questions?
What do you wish to talk about?
I don't think any of this is about what she saw. So I'm wondering if I screwed something up or that was just the inevitable conclusion of her quest with how I proceeded with things.
The words of truth sound like music. This is what our people say. The Lilithon is purifying herself of the corruption brought by the servants of Cylon Thrash. Gardens and birds, my kin are probably still looking for a means to enter the webway. May the Lilithon spirit aid them in this endeavor. Beyond the gate lies salvation, and perhaps even knowledge about the fate of Krudarok and the remaining survivors. The outcasts my path led me to had a saying. Let me translate it for you. If you fall off a cliff, grab the roots and do not ask if they belong to a weed or a noble rosebush. You are the root I grabbed, Ilantak, because I fell off a cliff. My homeworld is gone. My kin are either dead or hiding no one knows where. By joining forces with you, I may be able to nurture a seedling of the truth I so deeply yearn for.
Well, I guess we're not going to find out, but she saw something in there that she obviously did not like. And, we're not going to get an answer for.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale? Oh.
Well, so let's go to the, So let's go to Dargonus and, see what happens, because I don't know if anything is actually going to happen. Oh, now Fallstone has another thing. But we'll get to that later because Dargonus is right here. But that being said, I'm not sure how much I've cut out of this so far. So I'm going to be cutting quite a bit out, I believe. Just because space travel and stuff like that. But I've been recording for about an hour and a half or so like that. I don't want this episode to be too long. So we will pick up saving Darganis in the next episode, I think. I should also repair my ship before I forget. And we'll see just what happens, and if this is like the conclusion of Darganis and Chapter 2, we'll see in the next episode, and see what happens. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, Oshua will. I will see you next time, and please, have a good one.